What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Game Over Gurkhaman. I'm of course Gurkhaman, and we have here the first episode of Dark Souls. I've been talking about Let's Playing this game for a long time, and in the last season of episodes I did a Let's Play of Demon Souls. I actually want to replay Demon Souls again in New Game Plus, just as a side thing, but that's beside the point. We're here to play Dark Souls, a game that quite literally changed my life and outlook on video games when I played through it a year or two ago. Flawed masterpiece in every sense of the word. So a little first up, I'll be playing offline. I don't have Xbox Live, so there won't be any invasions or anything like that going on. But other than that, I'm going to delete some old saves, just to keep things a little simple. You can kind of see my playtime there. Like, I can finish this game now in under 20 hours, including the DLC. So, while I certainly wouldn't say that I am a master of Dark Souls, I will most likely do a better job playing this than I do playing most games on this channel. I can say that much. Alright, let's get into this. Yep, that's fine. Alright, I'm gonna build my character here. You don't really need to see that. But what I probably should do is pick a class. Now, I usually play dex-focused characters. For those who don't know, like, you get strength and dexterity are two different sort of strength stats. I'll kind of go into that a little bit. With this playthrough, I'm not going to be going deep into lore and that sort of stuff. There's plenty of other videos out there if you're interested in that. I will be reading item descriptions and I will be talking to NPCs, but I'm going to be playing through this game as a very, I've beaten this game 5 or 6 times now. I'll be playing through this in a very typical way, so that if you're watching this and you've been interested in playing Dark Souls and just haven't done it, because it's either too daunting or just haven't got around to it, but are interested in it, you can kind of get a gist of the game without having to, sit through everything, and there'll still be plenty left there for you to discover on your own. But anyway, I'm going to play as a, Dex is a bit shit on the bandit. I quite like the bandit because of the weapon they start with, but, what's deprived stats like? Pretty basic around the board. I actually don't mind the deprived as a class. So, I might do that. Pick the deprived. And, yeah, the deprived basically starts with nothing but a club and that plank of wood, but the club is a very, very good weapon for starting areas. And the cool thing about the deprived is because its base stats are all base level, basically, you can customize it in more interesting ways. So, anyway, let's get to building our she-pickle. And, yeah, I'll see you when we're done building it. Alright, she-pickle is done. Pretty standard, nothing crazy. So let's get into it, shall we?
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. the Witch of Asylum, and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skills. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath, the Scaleless, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Alright, so here we are in the Northern Undead Asylum. We're not looking too, we ain't looking too hot here. Yeah, I love the idea that they set up in this, where it's the idea of, basically because people aren't dying, they get locked up in this place here. If you come over here, you can see this guy over here stomping around. You'll be seeing him much later in the game. But yeah, welcome to the to a prison for the undead. All I've got on me is my some loincloths and a broken sword, and that guy is having a bad day. I guess he must have tried to fight that guy. I'm gonna backstab on these with a broken sword. Alright, so yeah, we are undead, clearly, like all the other guys here, and a certain someone just came and saved us from the ceiling. Very generous of them. I don't need to be killing any of these guys, I just do it to be thorough. But now that we've got this key that he's given us, which if we check our items here, whoops, that's not what I want. I gotta master. Okay, well at the beginning you're allowed to pick a gift which you can take with you on the game. I chose the master key. This is a universal key and it opens any basic lock, tool for the trade for thieves. But in the Cursed Land of the Undead, most doors are better left unopened. So that basically just lets us get to certain areas early. I'll only be using it a handful of times. You can use it for not quite sequence breaking, but for doing things in a very out of order sort of way. But personally, I won't be doing that on this playthrough. I've just got it because it's, you know, lets us get a couple of cool things. But then we also had the dungeon cell key dropped on us, which is the key to the dungeon of the Undead Asylum to the north. A mysterious knight, without saying a word, shoved a corpse down into the cell, and on its person was this key. Who was this knight and what was his purpose? There may be no answers, but one must still forge ahead, which is exactly what we're doing. And then there's also the dark sign, which you talked about in the opening cutscene. The dark sign signifies an accursed undead. Those branded with it are reborn after death, but will one day lose their mind and go hollow. Death triggers the dark sign, which returns its bearer to the last bonfire rested at, but at the cost of all humanity and souls. So if you want to return to a bonfire for some reason, you can do that. It's basically the same as killing yourself. And then our amazing weapon here, this straight sword, hilt. Eesh. Hilt of this lost sword was found discarded in the Undead Asylum. Only slightly better than one's bare hands and not recommended for extensive uses, but certain to find a replacement quickly, which we most certainly will be. Alright, so speaking of which, this is a little tutorial area. It's alright. I think it's certainly a little more interesting than the tutorial of Demon Souls, but I think Demon Souls is more visually interesting to explore. Okay, so if we open this door here, and you look up straight away, you can see another one of those horrifying demons. I didn't know that you could see him up there until later playthroughs. So let's go this way. And he's gonna jump down. We could fight him, but we're not going to because all we have is a broken sword, and quite frankly, I don't want to do that. Most of you probably know that that's these are the bonfires that you rest at in case you die. It's also where you do your leveling up. For the longest time, I thought that was a sword inside there, but it turns out it's actually a poker, which I should have figured out because we have a fireplace at my parents' place, and we had a poker very similar to that. But for whatever reason, I just instinctively, good work, Dan, instinctively thought that it was a sword. I guess because swords are cool. Alright, I could equip the sword, or I could just run up here and fucking kill you. Ugh. Damn it, that guy's a little bit tougher. He requires something a little more strong. So we've got our club now. That's supposed to be a tutorial to teach you how to use your shield, but we kind of skipped over that. I didn't worry about it. So used to just running straight ahead. We got the club. The simple wooden club, this simple bladeless strike is effective against most foes. It's easily handled and can break through the guard of a shield. However, a single miss makes the one wide open, so timing and proximities are crucial. So if I miss with that, there's a bit of a recovery time, and you can very easily get your ass handed to you. Also, the plank shield, makeshift shield built from wood planks, provides minimal protection, but at the cost of moderate humiliation. It's alright. So yeah, the club, as you can see, the parameter bonuses, it has an A there next to what represents you cheeky fuck. Basically, beside what represents strength, which is even though we're not really going for a strength build this time, I'll be going for more of a dex build. It's still the club is not a bad weapon. I think out of all the starting weapons, it's the only one that has A scaling. So if you pick deprived as your starting class, it's alright. It's not bad. Also, you can see certain someone there who is trapped. He looks very familiar, almost like that guy who dropped the key on us. And there's an item up there which we cannot get until much later in the game. It's an item I very much appreciate. Now I can come down here. I can open this door. I'm gonna heal just for shits and giggles. Why not? Why not? I don't know why that door closes itself. That always confused me. When you open it, you walk through it, and then it's closed again. I always thought that was a little strange. Now, if we come up here, it's going to teach us a valuable lesson. Which is, watch out for traps! But it's also going to knock a hole in this wall, so we can come down here. I guess the ball must have gone up here and then rolled back down over there. I always thought it was weird that it was over there. But anyway, here's our friend that dropped us that key!
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Hmm? Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I were both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Sure.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and this.
Thank you very much
Now
again.
I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
And...
Now I must bid. I would hate to harm and thank.
Alright, so if we, as soon as we walk out here, basically... Or is it up here a little bit? Yeah. You heard that sound, that was him, That's him dying, he is dead. He doesn't leave anything. But I guess he probably shouldn't, since he left us. One very important item, the Estus Flask, which is the undead treasure. These dull green flasks filled with Estus at bonfire fills HP. The Estus Flasks are linked to the Fire Keepers, the Dark Tales also make reference. An emerald flask from the Keeper's soul. She lives to protect the flame and dies to protect it further. This is basically just your healing. You can see there it has a charge of 5. Every time you go to a bonfire, it recharges back to 5. It's a cool system, so basically you have to try to get as far as you can, or get to the next safe place without running out of those, since those are what basically keep you alive. He also gave us the Undead Asylum Floor 2 East Key. Key to the iron bars on the east side of the second floor of the Northern Undead Asylum. The Undead Asylum is a giant undead prison segmented by countless iron bars. If an undead were to escape from a cell, passage to the outside world would not be gained easily. Thankfully, we're not gonna have too much trouble, but this is almost the end of this tutorial area, which will be the end of this episode too. These episodes I want to keep relatively short. Dark Souls I know well enough in order to keep episodes around the 20-minute mark, unless I'm struggling with a boss for some reason, which there aren't many bosses I struggle with in this game anymore. Some areas are a little bit longer than others, but unlike my Halo Reach playthrough, which had quite long episodes, I'm going to definitely be focusing on keeping things a little shorter for this. You can see there you can alternate between one-handing and two-handing weapons. Two-handing makes them much more damaging. I think through here there is also... Yes, this guy, who is here to basically teach you about parrying. I suck at parrying. Parrying is basically... I shouldn't have to explain what parrying is, but basically if you just time it just right, it'll stun the enemy that's trying to attack you, and everything will be great. But anyway, now we've got this guy down here. If you stay up here too long, he will attack you. But if you know what you're doing, this guy is an absolute cakewalk. I do remember my first playthrough and dying to him a couple times, and now he's... That's it. That's over. Something that was so terrifying on my first playthrough, and now it seems like such a simple, easy thing. And you can still hear footprints. And that's because there's that other demon which we saw earlier is lurking underneath there. Alright, so we've got the big Pilgrim's Key. This is I think the last item for this area that we'll be picking up. Oops. Key to the inner doors of the Undead Asylum main hall. Big key belonged to a chosen undead pilgrim, but this chosen undead knows not what the pilgrimage has in store. So it's funny that it's for an undead chosen, but you get it from that giant guard, Asylum demon, which is basically the bodyguard. Well, not the bodyguard, but the guard for the area, so... Almost seems like I was destined to pick that up. There's an item around. I always forget where it is. There it is. It's just a Soul of a Lost Undead, nothing exciting. But still, you know, you can pick up what you can. Nice view up here of these mountains. Good skyboxes, just like I was saying at Hell of Reach. I love me a good skybox. These ones are a little bit more cardboard cutout-y looking, but you know, there's some subtle movement in the sky and stuff. I like it. I dig it.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Lordran. Welcome to Dark Souls proper. Actually, what I'm going to do is, before I end this episode, I'm just going to quickly pick up this humanity here. And I'm going to read you what it says about humanity. Rare tiny black sprite found on corpses used to gain 1 humanity and restore a large amount of HP. This black sprite is called humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes the humanity we hold within ourselves? Humanity is very important in this game. I'm going to use one of them right now. I'm also going to, I've forgotten how to, there we go, take these off of there. I'm going to burn it in here, basically by reversing. You can use that humanity on yourself, and then use it at a bonfire to reverse your hollowing, which turns me back into a human, so I don't look like beef jerky anymore. And I can also level up with those things that I got from the Asylum demon. I'm going to put that into Dex and Strength and Vitality. For now, 3 levels is plenty, and that's going to be. My skin looks like rubber. I guess I did pick Astora as my origin, and they're all very pale, the people of Astora. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you'll join me next time, as we next time we're going to be doing some exploring of this area and talking to the Crestfallen Warrior here, which won't be overly exciting. Not a lot of action next time, but then after that, we're going to make our way to the Undead Berg. But I do have some cool things I want to show off around here. So anyway, thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a fantastic day and a fantastic week. I hope you'll join me next time. Peace out, and as always, have a good one!